Hi, and welcome to BremSter Puzzles, and to the final sort of puzzle in the Transverse Sudoku puzzle pack, which of course is the third pack in the Sudoku Take Out series. This is Greymane by Maggie and BremSter, and this one is mostly by Maggie. You can blame her. It's got my name on it for a couple of reasons. Now, why am I saying it's sort of the last puzzle? There is a bonus puzzle coming, and you'll find out the details about that either tomorrow or by downloading the pack in the link below. Now, this puzzle has a bit of a history. Now, many of you would know from the first Sudoku Take Out puzzle pack. Of course, that's available on the Sudoku collections page, but it's also, there were videos released of those. They weren't watched as much, but those are available. Maggie and I love setting outside constraint puzzles, and we'll go through the rules of outside in a minute. And Maggie made this puzzle, and we were playing with it, and then Maggie, while I was testing it, Maggie was like, this is too hard and I need to add something to it. And I kept finding more things that allowed this to be solved. And we decided to, rather than simplify it, we would keep this as a very hard puzzle. So this puzzle, Maggie was going to make this a little bit easier, and then we just didn't, because I kept finding things that I liked. So I don't remember this puzzle. It's been a couple of months since I did that initial test of it, so I'm looking forward to getting back into it. Now, there will be a link below to where you can try this puzzle for yourself. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to trying this one again and seeing how I go. What else do I have? Yeah, so tomorrow's puzzle will be a bonus puzzle in the pack. It shouldn't be as hard as all of these, but it is related to previous stuff as well. And yeah, link below will be to where you can get this pack, as well as to other Sudoku Takeout packs, I'm hoping. But as I said, this is the third one. Hopefully people are exploring all the others as well. So let's have a look at the rules. We've got normal Sudoku rules apply. So in every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. Also on these diagonals, we can't repeat digits on any of these diagonals. They're 9 cells long, so they must also contain the digits 1 to 9 without repeats. And then we've got the outside constraint. So digits includes outside the grid must appear in one of the first 3 cells when seen from that direction. So for example, we know in these 3 cells, there must be a 5 and a 6. So 5 and 6 in this column must appear in those 3 cells. 4 and 6 in this row must appear in those 3 cells. That's how this works. They're the rules. I'm going to restart the puzzle to restart my timer. Let's give this a shot. So normally with outside, the first thing you want to do is look at the corner boxes for any overlaps between rows and columns. So for example, 6 must be in those 3 cells, but 6 must be in those 3 cells. So 6 must be here. Down here, 4. 4 must be in those 3 cells, but 4 must be in those 3 cells. So 4 is here. 5 must be here. And I think that's all I'm getting. Okay, so the next thing you often want to look for in outside is places where digits are restricted to only 2 cells. So for example, in here, 1 is in one of those 3, but 1 is in one of those 3. So that can't be the 1. So 1 is down here. 5 is in one of those 3, but 5 is here. So that can't be the 5. So 5 is in one of those 2. 3 is in one of those, but 3 is in one of those. So that can't be the 3. 3 is in one of those. 7 is in one of those 3, but 7 is in one of those 3, so that can't be the 7, and 7 is in one of those 2. Okay, we know 5 is in, 5. 5 is in one of those 2, but the 5 is here, so that can't be the 5, and this is actually the 5, putting a 5 on the diagonal. 7 is in one of those, but the 7 is looking across here, so 7 is in one of those 2. 1 is in one of those 2, because 1 looking up. 3, this is just a 3-9 pair now, which is cool. Okay. 5 is in one of these 2. 8 is in one of those 2. 7 is in one of those 2. 1 is in one of those 2. Oh, that's interesting. 1 can't be here, because 1 is over here in one of these 2. In fact, I know where 1 is because of 1 looking down. 1 is right here. And that puts 1 on the diagonal. Oh, this might be easier than I thought. That puts 1 on the diagonal, taking 1 out of here, making this 1. Which puts 1 in one of those 3. But 1 can't be here because of the 1, 9. 1 is down here. But what I'd seen is that 1 can't be on the diagonal in this box because 1 can't be, 1 is in one of those 3, but it can't be here because of the 1 over here. So 1 is off the diagonal down here, but 1 is also off the diagonal up here because 1 is in one of those 3, but it can't be here. So 1 is on the diagonal in here, but it can't be on the diagonal here. So 1 is in one of those 2. And it can't be here because of the 1, 9. That's not the 1. That's the 1, meaning that's not the 1. That's the 1. This quadruple? Need to put 2 in there. Okay. We know 4. So this is 2, 4, 7, 8. But 4 can't be here because 4 is over here. So 4 is in one of those 2. So this is only 2 or 8 because it can't be 4 or 7. Okay. 8 is in one of these 2. Because 8 can't be in either of those because it has to be in one of those 2. 8 can't be in here because 8 is over here. 2 is in one of those 2. Okay, I haven't got to this box yet. 6 is in one of those 2. 7 is right there. 7 is in one of those 2, but this 7 is looking across. That's a 7. 9... Not sure. 3 in one of those 2. Yeah, 3 in one of those 2, but the 3 here is looking down saying that's not the 3, that's the 3. So 3 is in one of those 3 because of Sudoku, but can't be here because of the 3 looking across. 3 is in one of those 2. 2, 8, 6 is in one of these 2 because 6 is in one of those 3, but there's a 6 looking up here. 1 is in one of, where's 1 in those 3? 1 is looking down here and looking up here. That's the 1. 1 is in one of those. So 9 is in one of those 2. Yeah, not sure what to do with that. I normally don't pencil mark this heavily, but trying to understand. This is still quite tricky. So 2, 8, and 4. 4 is just in one of those 2, except the 4 is looking across here somehow. Right, because this is a 3, 9 pair. So 4 isn't here, 4 is here. 4 is in one of these. 4 is in one of those 2 because 4 can't be here because of the 4 up there. 4 can't be here because of the 4 down here. 4 is in one of those, but it can't be here because of the 4 over here. 4 is in one of those 2. If that's a 4, that's a 4. Yeah, it's all okay. 4, well, 6 is in one of those 2, which puts 6 in one of those 2 because 6 can't be in those or those because of the 6 clues, and that's a 1. So 6 is in one of those 2. If that's a 6, that's a 6. It seems okay. Okay. Eight is in one of those 2. Okay, I'm starting to run out of puff on this one, aren't I? Now I really need to knuckle down and find what I was missing. So these are the easy deductions. Ha 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 ha. Okay. 2 is in one of those 2. So 4, Ooh, 2, 4, 6, and 8 can't be in those. These are odd. Because 2 can't be, 2, 8. Oh, wow. So is this parity? This digit in the middle could never have been 2, 4, 6, or 8. This was always odd. So this is 3, 7, or 9 because it can't be 1 or 5. Is this a parity puzzle? I don't remember that. It's possible, you know. Look how this is laying out. These are all odd digits. So these are, let's do this, you know. These are odd. 9 is down here, so these are even. Evens are in here, so these are all odd. This is odd, this is odd, this is odd, this is odd. These are even. Interesting. We know 9 is definitely down here. This can't be 2. This is only 2 or 8 because it can't be 4 and it can't be 6. And it can't be 8. This is a 2. So now 2 is in one of those two. Oh, wow. Well, these are odd. This is even. So I've got 3 odds and 2 even on this diagonal. I've got 3 odds on this diagonal. Nine can't be in here. 7 is in one of these. Yeah, these evens, the 2, 4, 6, and 8, are very strange, aren't they? But I'm not seeing how to use it yet. Like these. I could put 1 in them, but 3, 5, 7, and 9 are not available. The only odd digit I could put into there is 1. Otherwise, this is 2, 8, 2, 6, 8. Wow, there's something going on. 1 is in one of those. I've got the 4. 8 is in one of those. Have I distracted myself with something that's completely irrelevant? Because everyone loves playing with irrelevant. To the trunk with you. 7 is off the diagonal down here, but it could be on the diagonal here. Could it? Oh, this is a 4-6 pair. 4 and 6 makes this a 4-6 pair, which means they're both even. So these are all odd. 2, 8, 4, and 6. 2 must be in here. 8 must be in here. I can't put 2 or 8 here. These are all odd. So, wow. There's no 3 or 7 in any of those. Wow. So these can't be 2 or 8 or 4 or 6. These are odd because they see 2, 8 and 4, 6. So those are odd. Okay, these must be odd. Oh, that's beautiful. Those digits must be odd. Because they can't be 2, 4, 6 must be here, and 8 must be over here, because 8 is in one of those two. Those digits must be odd. That one. Oh, this is crazy. I know I've investigated this puzzle before, but this is melting my brain. Can I see that anywhere else? It's not jumping out at me, you know. 2 and 8 must be in here. I know 6 is down here. 4 is in here. It's got to be these diagonals, doesn't it? Eight is in one of those two. 4 is in one of those two. Don't know about that one, though. I could put 6 in here, I think. This could be 6, 8. Nine is absolutely down here. 3. Could this be 2, 4, 8? It's 3, 7, 9s all over the place. I know this was solvable. I just don't remember how. But that's okay. It's a puzzle. I do remember this calling this the hardest outside puzzle that we'd ever either created or seen. But because after the first pack was released, people were saying the problem with outside puzzles is they're always too easy. It's like, yeah, not always. So 6 is in one of those. So, don't seem to have anything on 6 in this row, on this diagonal. 2 on this diagonal. Can't be there. It's in one of those. That can't be a 2. 2 in this column is in one of those. We know 8 is in one of those 3, but I don't seem to be able to narrow that down. That digit, yeah, it's one of those 2, and that's not that helpful, which means it's one of those 3. But it could be an 8 there or a 2 in either of those. Yeah. Can I do more with 1s? Not really. feel there's something going on in this central band. 3 and 7 are in here. Seven is in one of those two. So this is 3, 5, or 9. It's not that restricted. If this is a 7, that's a 7. That can't be a 7. 7 is in one of those 3. If that's a 7, that's a 7. Four on this diagonal. Yeah, wait, oh, Lord, that's been there for ages. These are odd, and I can't put 4 down here. So 4 is on this diagonal, so that's a 4. Which isn't doing much. Actually, it's not doing anything at all. Three, 7, and 2 have to be on this diagonal. 6 and 1 have to be on this diagonal. I've got the 1 on the diagonal. So 6 is either here, or 6 can't be here. 6 can be here or here. So one of those two is a 6. Three on the diagonal. Oh, 3 on the diagonal has to be in one of those 3. Because I can't put it down here. I can't put it up here. So 3 is actually on the diagonal in one of those 3. And it's not here because of the 3, 7. So 3 is in one of those 2. If that's a 3, that's a 2, and that's an 8. 3, 2, 8. That seems okay. Three on this diagonal can be down here, though. If I could knock 3 off the diagonal down here, that would make that the 3. If that's the 3, 3 is in one of those 2, and would make that the 3. If that's the 3, that's the 3, and then that's the 3. If that's the 3, 3 down here is off the diagonal. So 3 couldn't be in any of those. Nine on this diagonal is in one of these. I did find a path through this, as did one of my testers, but I knew it was hard. It's why it's the final non-bonus puzzle in the pack. This, can that be a 9? Because if it can't be a 9, it's even. So it sees 1. So if it's even, it sees 4 and 6. So it's 2. If it's even, it's 2. If it's odd, it can't be 1, 3, 5, or 7. So this is only 2 or 9. If that's 2, and 2 is up there. If it's 9, I don't know what that's doing. Oh, it is going to be naked singles, you know. So these digits are restricted. Can't be 1, 2, 3. They can be 4. They can't be 5, 6, 7. These are only 4, 8, 9. This digit can't be 1. 1, 3, 4, 5. So it's 2, 6, 8. Oh, so this can't be odd. It can't be 1, 3, 5, 7, or 9. This is even. And that digit on the diagonal has to be down here. That digit on the diagonal is one of those. But 4 is off the diagonal in this box, but I've already got that. I knew this was tricky. I forgot just how tricky. 3 is off the diagonal in this box. Yeah, 3 is here or one of those two. If 3 is down here, that's a 3. That's a 3, and that's a 3. And that's okay too. Five in this box is in one of those. This digit can't be 1, can be 2, can be 3, can't be 4, 5, can be 6, can't be 7 because of the 7 up here, can't be 8. So it's 2, 3, 6, 9. That's not enough. This is 3, 5, 7, 9. But it's not 9. This is only 3, 5, or 7 because the 9 is over here. I've lost it. I've completely lost it. When your mother says something, pay attention. This can't be a 9 because of the 9 over here. This is definitely for the people who said outside is always too easy. Can I lock this 2, 8 in? All I know is 8 is in one of those 3, but that could be a 4. This can't be a 4. This is an 8 or a 9. That digit on the diagonal, lots of places for it. If that's a 4, that's a 4, and that's a 4. That's a 4. That's a 4. It all seems okay. Eight in one of those. What can this be? It can't be 1, 2, 3. It can be 4. It could be 5. It can't be 6. It can be 7, 8. Can't be 9. That's not it either. It's got to be one of the diagonals, but I'm completely lost. The parity feels correct. Or at least the parity feels important. So this is 3, 5, or 9. This is 5, 7, or 9. If that's a 3, yeah, one of those, oh, this can't be a 3 because the 3 has to be one of those two for the diagonal. If that's a 9, 9 is in one of those two. If that's a 9, this is 3, 7, 9. 3 and 7 must be down here. If that's a 9, this is 3, 7, 9. Because 9 here, here, and this would make these 3, 7, 9. This would be a 2. This would be a 2. That would be an 8. That would be an 8. That would be an 8. Force is a lot. Ah, there'll be a single cell somewhere. That I found when I first tested this and went, no, no, this is really good. And I may have been wrong. If this is 7, this is 5. We should make this 7 and this 5. 7, 7, 7. And that doesn't work. If this is a 7, that's a 7. And then I can't put 7 in this box at all. That is not a 7. Can I put 7 in any of those? Yes, because this one specifically puts 7 there, knocking 7 out of those. But this isn't a 7 because of the 7 over here. This is 3 or 9. If this is 3, that's 3. If it's 9, then this is 3, 7, 9. If that's 9, 9 is in one of those two. That not being able to be a 7 is a tricky find. If this is even, it can only be 8. If it's odd, it's 3 or 7. So this is 3, 7, or 8 only. It can't be 7. Or 3. This is a naked single. 1 can't be 1, can't be 2, can't be 3, can't be 4, can't be 5, can't be 6, can't be 7. 8, 9, but it can't be 9. This is an 8. Wow. So this isn't the 8, this is the 8. That's the cell I needed to look at. So there's, what did that do? What did that do? Wow, what did that do? That can't be a 2, can it? Yeah, it can. Okay. Wow. So only one of these can be even. One of those is an 8 because it can't be 4, 6, or 2. So one of those is even. That one can't be, this one could be a 2, 4 pair. This one could be a 2, 6. But only one of those can be even. So one of those is odd. Can I tell which? Well, that one, if it was odd, it'd have to be 1 or 9. So if it's even, it's 8. And if it's odd, it's 1 or 9. Arg. I am not providing a good solve of this one to people, am I? 34 minutes in and I haven't broken the back of the puzzle. So 2 is in here. 3, I don't know. Well, what's this quadruple? 2, 3, 7, 9. So this is 2, 3, 7. 2, 3, 7, 9. This one can't be 2. This one can't be 7. These are 1, 2, 6, 7, 8. So these are 1, 2, 6, 8. This one can't be 2. This one can't be 8. And that's not done anything either. This cell can't be 1, 2, 3. Could be 4. Could be 5. Can't be 6. 4, 7. This is only 4 or 7. 1 can't be 2. Can't be 3. Could be 4. Can't be 5. Can't be 6. Can't be 8. Can't be 9. That's only 4 or 7. 7, 7. That would make that 7. 4 would make that 4. That can't be a 4. If this was a 4, in this box, that would be a 4. And then there's nowhere for 4 in box 7. That's a 7. Holy cow, that's a tricky spot. Which means that's not the 7, that's the 7, making that odd, which makes this 1, which makes it odd. 7 on this diagonal now is not in any of those cells. It has to be on this diagonal. That's the 7. 1, 1, 1. If I broke, what can I do on 1s now? 1 is definitely in one of those two. 7. These are 3, 5, and 9. So this is only 5 or 9. Okay. That was another tricky spot. People may not like this puzzle, and that's fine. 3 and 7 are down here. Ah. One is not in any of those. Eight is down here, but I already had that. 2 being in one of those two. I've already got that. That's a 2. 2 is in one of those two. Three on this diagonal. That's a 3. Yuck. Surely this did more and I'm just missing it. 5 is up here. 5 is in here somewhere. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 5, 9. So these are only from 2, 3, 5, 9. And I'm not seeing a restriction on any of it. This is 3 or 9 because it sees 1, 5, and 7. Oh. If this is a 2, that's a 2. That's a 2. That's a 2. And that still doesn't restrict 2 on this diagonal. It's still in one of those, or one of those two. Though it's not. 2 is in one of those. I feel I'm not doing enough with these columns. I really do feel like I'm not doing enough with these columns. Two here makes that 2, makes that 2. And that does almost nothing. 2 in either of those. I have no idea. Five is in here somewhere, but again, I have no idea. I know this solves. It got multiple tests. Oh, please don't let that be a pickup I have to do. Yep, I'm going to have to pick someone up at a station soon. So I need to break this puzzle open. 5 on this diagonal. 5 is in one of those two. That can't be a 5. Can't put 5 in any of those. 5 has to be on the diagonal. That's the 5, which is odd, meaning that's the 9, meaning this isn't the... Get out of that mode. Meaning this isn't the 9. These aren't 9. This isn't a 9. So it's even. That's 3 even digits on the diagonal. This is 2, 6, or 8, which means it's even. Because it's 1, 2, 6, 8. Yeah, these are 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So this is 2, 6, or 8. That's 2 even digits. There's 2 evens down here. So 2 of 2, 6, and 8 appear on that. And that's not a 5. These are both even. That's not 5. These are both even. So this is 4, 6, or 8, and it's not 8. This is a 4 or a 6. But the 4, 8 pair makes that the 6. Three is in here. Do I know anything about 9? Not that I can see for sure. But 5 is in here now. That cell can't be a 4 because it sees that 4, 8. If that was a 4, those would both be 8. That's not the 4, that's the 4. Putting 4 in one of those two. Okay. What a tricky puzzle. Who are you going to blame for this one? Maggie made it, and when Maggie wanted to make this easier, I said no because I thought some of the deductions were brilliant. So blame BremSter. It's got both of our names on it. Four is in one of those two. 6 is in one of those two. So this isn't a 6. Yeah, 6 is in one of those two. Nine is in one of those two. So 9 has to be on this diagonal. So 9 is in one of those two. So 3 and 9 are on here. What have I done? Okay. I think there's just one more thing that's going to break this open, and it's staring me in the face. The camera is staring me in the face. Tell me, camera, what is it? Those are 3 evens. Four, 8, 6, 2. Is it that being a 4? 4, 8, 4, 6. 2, 4, 6. I don't think so. If that's a 4, 8. If that's a 4, that's a 4. That's a 4, that's a 4. If that's a 4, that's a 4, that's a 4. That's a 4 and that's a 4. If that's a 4, that's a 4. That's a 4. That's a 4 and that's a 4. That doesn't resolve anything. Or if it does, I don't see it. That's a 2, that's an 8. 6 is on this diagonal. 6 is down here. 6 is in one of those two. Six is in one of those two. So, oh, wow. With a 3 or a 9. Well, the 9 couldn't be here. There's two evens. There must be a 3 or a 9 down here. 9 there. That could be a 3, and that one could be, or a 9, and that one could be a 3. This is odd. Those are all odd. Those would be 3, 5, 9. That would be 5. I don't understand. Seven is in one of those two. Because 7 is here and 7 is here. This does solve. I know this solves. This is odd. Oh, that's it. 2, 4, 6, 8. This is odd. This is a 3, 5 pair. That is a 3, 5 pair because 1, 7, 9. So these are both even and therefore a 2, 4, 8. These are 2, 4, 8. There's no 4 there. But that is 2, 4, 8. That's not it. How can that not be it? 2 is down here, 2, yeah. 3, 5. Can I resolve that 3, 5? Oh, Lord. That can't be 2, 4, it could be 6. That could be 2. That one can be 2, 4, or 8. I don't understand. One of these is even. One of these is even. One of those is even. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 6, 8, 9. So this is only from 2, 6, 8, 9. But I think it could be any of them. I've done a terrible solve of this puzzle. This is 3, and that works. If this is 9, 9 is down here. This is 3, 7, 9. If this is 3, 7, 9, this is 1, 5. if this is 9, this is 1, 5, this is 2, 3, 5, 3. So if this is 9, that's 3. This is never 3. Oh, of course it's never 3. There's a 3, 7 there. What am I doing? This is a 2, 9 pair. So there's no 9 there and there's no 2 there. So this is odd. This is a 2, 9 pair, which means that can't be a 9. That's a 3, which means this is the 5 and this is the 3, because if that was a 9, it'd see both of those. This is now 2, 9 for the row, which means there's no 9 here. This is 3, 5, 7. Wow. Yeah, these are beautiful deductions, but am I struggling with them? Yes. There's no 3 in either of those. This is a 2, 5. And these are 6, 9. But I can't put a 9 here, because 9 on the diagonal has to be here. That's 9, that's 6. Wow. The 5 is making that the 2 and that the 5, even and odd. The 2 is looking at making that the 8. Hopefully this will break it open, because there's no 8 down here anymore. So this is the 4, this is the 6. The 4 makes this the 8, making that the 2, making that the 4. The 2 looks up saying that's not the 2. This is an 8, 9 pair, which means that's not the 8, that's the 8 making it even. The 4 looks across saying that's not the 4, that's the 4 making it even. The 6 looks up saying that's not the 6. This is 3, 7 or 9, and it's not a 3 anymore. It was this column I needed to pay more attention to, particularly the stuff resolving here. This is a triple. 2, 4, 7. Well, there's no 4 there. There's no 7 there because of the outside clue. Can I get any further than that? Yes, the 2 and the 4 on the diagonal make that the 7, so that's the 2 and that's the 4. These are both even, that is odd, and that's that diagonal resolved. The 4 looks down, making that the 6 and that the 4. The 2 looks down, taking 2 out of there. I know 6 is down here. Eight can't be here anymore because of that 8. That's not the 8, that's the 8. 6 can't be there because 6 needs to be on the diagonal. So this is odd. And it's not 1, so it's 3, 5, or 9, and it's not 3. It's a 5 or a 9. What are these? 1, 2. Well, I can't put a 2 there. The 2 is in one of those two. So this is odd, which is 1, 5, or 9. It can't be a 1. That's a 5, 9 pair. So this here must be the 2, making it even, making that the 9 and that the 2, this being even and odd. The 2 says that's not the 2. There's no 6 in any of those. That's the 6, making that the last even. These are all odd. There's 2 on the diagonal goes up, making that the 8, which makes that the 1, which takes the 1 out of there. The 8 makes that the 6 and that the 2. And I'm now going to say I'm done with the parity. This is a triple. 2, 3, 9. Get rid of the corner marks. There's no 2 or 3 there. That's the 9. This is a 2, 3 pair. The 2 looking across, making that the 3 and that the 2. What's this triple? 1, 2, 3, 6, 8. No, 8 there. The 3, 6 makes that the 8. So these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9. The 5 comes out of there. That's the 5. This is a 7, 9. So in this column is 3, 6, 9? No, the 9 makes this the 3, which makes this the 6 and this the 3. This column is missing its 1, which means this isn't the 1, this is the 1. This column, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is a 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9. So 5, 6, 7, 9 go into those. There's no 5 there. There's no 6 there. This is the only place for a 6 in the box. 5, 7, 9. There's no 9 there. This is 5 or 7. Not sure. Wow. 4, 8. Oh, this the 5 here means that's the 9, making that the 7 and that the 5. So not quad the outside clue. This is the 5, making that the 3, that the 7, that the 5. 3 looks up, making that the 9 and that the 3. The 7 looks up, making that the 9 and that the 7. The 8 looks down, making that the 9 and that the 8. This has to be a 3, 7 pair. This is the not the 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is the 9, and the 3 looks down, making that the 7 and that the 3, and that is the solution to the puzzle. Now, this puzzle is mean, and I'm hoping many of you find a better path through it than I did, but a lot of people said outside is always too easy, and Maggie made this one and was like, I'm not sure, and I was testing it, and every time that we were about to go, yeah, I think we need to add something, I'd go, wait a minute, and I'd find something new. And it was like, you know what? Sometimes you just want to put something really tricky in, and it's all about tricky spots, and I absolutely get that. This puzzle is probably not for everyone, but the hour-long duration on the video will probably point that out to people, so we'll see how it goes. I really need to go and pick someone up at the station. I really hope you enjoy this. The bonus video tomorrow will be a special treat for those of you who solved the second pack. Thank you everyone for watching, and as always, good luck with your solving.